Hello, welcome to I'm Today we will be covering Trick and Trade by Yasuyuki Nakamura.
The deck in Trick and Trade is made up of 4 suits numbered 1 through 10. Below each number is 10 minus that number, and that is important for the stock manipulation part of the game, which I'll explain in a little bit. Here we have Trick and Trade set up for 3 players. It is a stock manipulation trick-taking game. That's kind of the hook, as this is the start of Stocktober on the channel. And to set up, you're going to give every player a certain number of cards, passed out evenly depending on the player count. At 3, everyone gets 13. And then you're going to set up this stock row, or I guess they're technically cryptocurrencies, but I'll be calling them stocks throughout because I usually forget. Like that's like Ratcoin or something, kind of like Dogecoin. So anyway, these are going to be 2 rows. This is the current row up for kind of auction in a way, and that's the future. So players can see to the next trick or ahead of trick on the values that they might try to win. So how does this game work? Well, starting with the lead player, they're going to lead a card. So maybe they lead with this 10. So the game, sliding 10. The game of Trick and Trade is may follow, but to win the trick, it's ranked off of the lead suit. This is kind of essentially guaranteed to win for now, but it's going to be the highest of the lead suit, and then going in descending order. So since it is may follow, maybe this player plays, a 5 offsuit, and then this thumbs up person plays like a 6 offsuit. How it works is you look at the strongest card first. They are going to take their strongest card and put it into the evaluation kind of row thing, which I'll explain in a little bit. But they are going to, in addition with a lead player here, they are going to pick something from the stock offer row, or they can take lead player for the next trick. If they do that, they're just going to get whatever's left over after all the other players pick out what they want. So maybe this player doesn't want to do that because they see, this is worth 2, whereas the other ones are worth 1. I'll do that. So players will be taking the kind of stock or cryptocurrencies in front of them as they kind of evaluate each trick. And how it works is if you're offsuit, it's just based on number. So highest number is stronger than lower number. If the same number was played, like if this player plays a 5, it's the later one is stronger. So anyway, this player played a 6, and they are going to take lead player because they, at the start of the game, don't really care about what that is. And any cards that don't win the trick, they don't go into the stock thing, they just get discarded. And this player is going to take the swirls. So the last remaining stock is going to go to the person who took lead player. Again, it could be where no one wanted lead player, or at least the first few people didn't want lead player. This person could have taken stock, and then whoever was left can just take that, because it is good to have the lead in the game. Then this is going to slide down. You're going to get a new row. And why are we taking stock and putting cards up there? Well, I guess first off, as you can see, sometimes different stocks or cryptocurrencies are on one card, which is cool. So sometimes there's like a mix as opposed to just, solos or double. But so starting with the lead player, let's just show another quick example here. So maybe they lead an 8. This person, the beauty of may follow is I can just do this. If it was led the blue pill, yikes. If it was led this blue 8, and then this is kind of how it went out. Again, it's highest of the lead suit wins. So the winning card goes up here and it gets evaluated. And when I was talking about deck makeup, I mentioned how below the rank is another smaller number, which is 10 minus the rank. This is going to be how strong, how good the stock in that suit is. So it's going to come up here. So all the winning cards go up here. So as you can see, the stronger card has less effect on the market, which is really cool because only strong cards, or only the cards that win, go up here. So it's a little bit less volatile at the start of a hand. And it's just a one-hand game, by the way. As you can see, the strongest stock is the blue right now. It's evaluated at 2, and all the rest are 0. This person over here is winning, possibly, just for now. Anyway, so the strongest person was that blue 8 on suit. They're going to pick first, and again, every single trick, the lead player is up for grabs in a really cool way. So maybe this person takes this, and then since it is the lead suit that's important, this person is going to be second strongest, even though 7 is under 10, because they were on suit. So again, maybe they don't quite care, so they take the lead, and then these just get discarded. and then this person takes that, and then they get that. So again, this flow is just going to keep going and going and going until at the end of the game, players are going to have, depending on the number of tricks, a certain number of stock. So in a 3-player game, they'll have 13. And so let's just like push this out here. So all players will have this kind of setup here. They'll have a bunch of stock in front of them. And then there'll be 13 cards over here for the number of tricks that are won, right? And so you can kind of rank them. Let's just say this is the end of the game, so we're moving things down. Like if these were the cards that won, whoa, that'd be wild. You can rank them by their relative strength here. So let's say that is the end. Obviously there would be more cards. But so blue was the strongest. So the strongest will get times 3. So over here this person got 1. So 3 points, and over here they're at 6. And then this is times 2. This is times 1. And then this is minus 1. This person over here, even though they got 6, minus 1, they got 5 points. And this person got 16. You'll just count them all up, and whoever has the most points wins. So that is trick and trade. And you know what? It's a little dark in here. Let me turn the lights on. Sorry, one sec. Oh, isn't that better? I don't know why all these secret societies do things in the dark. It's so much better when you can see these beautiful mugs. Huh? Anyway, sorry about the pitch car in the background. Gotta clean up a little bit. But, well, that was loud. Trick and trade. Here we are. I really, really like this game. Spoiler alert, there's going to be an upcoming game on Stocktober, where I think it does the stock manipulation a little bit off. I hate to ruin final thoughts for a future video, but I guess that to say, I think stock manipulation games, they kind of ride or die by the idea of a stock can be bad. Sorry, I thought it was a perfect example. I had to go grab Panic on Wall Street, which is like a party stock manipulation game, but I personally love stock games where they handle that volatility and the fact that stocks can be very bad and they can lose you a lot of money. That has it in this game where you can really get off into the negatives. And some stock games make it to where you kind of just want to grab as much stock as possible, and I don't think there's enough tension there. It kind of dies and loses something to a stock game where it's just like gimme, 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 gimme. This game, I think, handles it pretty well. The fact that it's 1, 2, 3, and then the zero's missing, and then minus 1, makes it so 1/4 of the currencies are pretty bad, which is cool. I like having a little bit more depth in the depth, if that makes sense. And the fact that one of them is not just like one you want to avoid, but really want to avoid just because of that skip there, that zero skip. So I think what's nice about trick and trade is you don't want to just win every stock that you can get your hands on. Overall, I think it's a good strategy to get as much as possible, and I feel like the strategy where you diversify and just get a bunch of stocks, I don't think I've seen do poorly. So I don't know if it's still as balanced as maybe I would have liked it, but I think it still does kind of that balance of like, I don't know if I really want that stock because it might be bad, pretty well. And to the trick taking, I really like how it does may follow. May follow trick taking games sometimes have pitfalls that make them feel maybe too open-ended and loose. I love how it still values following suit. I love that in may follow trick taking games like Shamans, where if you offsuit in that one you look a little suspicious. And in this one, offsuiting just makes your card weaker for winning stocks. So I love how it's not too dominating of an idea to follow suit in a may follow, where yeah, totally offsuit, do whatever you want, because highest number offsuit still is good, but it gives just a little bit of why you would want to. I love just tempting the players a little bit in a may follow trick taking game. And what I think is maybe my favorite part of the game is this lead player idea, right? Because it kind of perfectly presents a choice to the player, which is like the two elements of the game, stock manipulation and trick taking, in like what do you value most situation. So it arises when right before the next trick you're looking at the stocks you want or the lead player card, and it's like, well, is the trick taking more important to you? Do you want to get that and have so much more control on the stock chart in the market, Or do you want a better stock? I mean, the whole point of the game is getting stock. And I love that it's a very calculated decision. Like, oftentimes you can see the stock chart and the quantities on each cards. Like, if there's like one card that's worth 2 stock and the other ones are just 1. If you take the lead player card, you're probably going to get one of the ones, right? Especially if one of the ones is bad at the time. So I love the fact that it's a calculated decision where a lot of times players take it before taking stock, especially when it's down to like 1 or 2 stock and it's still there, the lead player's still there. It's always fun to see players kind of ruminate on that choice at the end. I love it. I think it's a stroke of genius that they split up the next lead with really good stock. And it's always cool because, traditional trick taking, if you win a trick, you lead the next trick. Well, the person who gets the first choice of the stock can take the lead thing. So the person who wins the trick can always lead to the next trick. It's always their choice first, which I really, really like. So that's Trick and Trade. And overall, this just kind of hits a lot of great spots for me. I love stock manipulation. I love how it handles May Follow. There's not too much wrong with the game. I do think maybe I would prefer stocks to be a little bit harsher, but I think that's just me. And that's a personal thing, and I can't really knock the game for not having harsher stock penalties. I always want a stock market game where you don't want to just like always take a bunch of stock. I don't find that as interesting. And this has that a little bit, but not enough for me to be deterred or me to not like it overall. And I think how it handles the stock play and the lead player just is so smart. It's such a fun puzzle to watch. And again, I love seeing what players do in trick taking. That's my most favorite part of trick taking games, is seeing what the players do. And the game has that kind of bluffing element to it, of like players might push a certain stock early and then swap it, and you try to read what stocks players take and try to like intuit what they're going for. I really like that kind of interplay, that kind of meta of the game. And players, they're funny. It's funny to see how they balance the choices or balance certain stocks as they play and be surprised at what they do. And there's just something to a one-hand game. I love it. I love it when players can be like, let's just do one more hand or another round. It's so zippy. So yeah, I really, really like this game. I think caveats, you kind of have to like stock manipulation, and it's a bit calculatable. It's perfect information deck, and it's very numbersy. So like if that doesn't sound fun to you, it won't be. Yeah, I don't know. And maybe like 5 isn't the best. I think higher player counts, it's not as good. I think 3 was really, really fun. I think that's maybe my most favorite player count. So yeah, definite caveats, but I think I'm gonna give this the seal. I really like how it handles stock manipulation. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and do happy Halloween.